Okay, so hello, all you lovely people. Today we have a very, very special guest here, and this is a very, very special person because she speaks 6 languages. She has lived in many different countries, and she is originally from Denmark. And I'd like to welcome you today, Céleste, the Trademark Accelerator. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me, Rosie. This is such a pleasure. I really appreciate it.
Well, we're very, very excited to have you here. Maybe you'd like to tell the listeners a little bit about your journey. You left Denmark to go to England at a relatively young age, a young adult at least. Could you tell us a little bit about your journey?
Yes, so I wanted to improve my English skills. I'm a little bit of a language nerd, as people might have noticed the fact that I speak 6 languages. And
Crazy.
so I've always been a little bit of a perfectionist. So I wanted to improve my English skills. So I found myself a position as what we call an au pair in French. I think you call it
Okay.
a mother's
Yes.
helper, a
An au pair in
nanny
English as well.
in English.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what I did. In my early 20s, I came over. I think it was in 1990 to be precise.
Mhm, mhm. Okay, lovely. So you get to England and you are working as an au pair in a family, looking after the children. How old were the children?
So the first family only had one child,
Hmm.
and she was Danish and he was Jewish, I believe,
Okay.
probably born in England.
Hmm.
And yeah, I stayed with them for a while. I can't remember exactly how long. And then they decided that um can't remember why, but they didn't feel that it was working. And so I found, with the help of some of the other au pairs around
Right.
the area at the time,
Mm.
we all hung out at the Star and Garter in Putney.
Okay.
And
Okay.
yeah, and there was a lovely Dutch woman who helped me find the second family, and they had
Oh,
4
perfect.
children, and they were very
Oh,
young,
okay.
and they
Okay.
were
So you were
yeah,
thrown in the deep end.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah, super. So, you speak 6 languages. I know you've lived in a variety of countries, including
Yeah,
Paris.
in
And
France, yeah.
yeah, and I was just wondering, when you got to England, you came because you wanted to improve your English. What kind of challenges did you come up against?
Probably mainly pronunciation, and I
Right.
still sometimes stumble over certain words. And being somebody who experiences life with dyslexia,
Hmm.
there are just things that I have no idea how to spell them, and I have no idea how to pronounce them. So I have to
Yeah.
hear a few times and also see stuff written to be able to understand what it is that's happening. Like, a lot of people who are natives, like English speakers, they could be English, American, whatever, they can listen to a song and pick up the lyrics like this. Me, no, no, no,
Yes.
no. I have to hear the lyrics and also read them to be able to understand
Okay.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the one will help the other, I think. Yeah. Okay. Super. Well, to be honest, I mean, I take my hat off. I won't because I like it. But I would take my hat off to you because learning six language, being dyslexic and learning six languages is really quite an achievement. So congratulations on that point. Um,
Oh,
did
thank you.
you, yeah, so I mean, English, what I find one of the most difficult things, I've been training people in English, especially people who actually already have quite, quite a good level of English. I train them in polishing their English. And I think that one of the things that even at a very highly polished level, which tends to be a problem, is the pronunciation, because in English, the words are often not pronounced as they are written. So I can quite understand that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any little stories to tell do you remember anything that might have happened to you where it was a matter of pronunciation?
There are probably loads of them. I just can't recall them off of the top of my
Yeah.
head right now.
Okay. Well,
Um,
that's
yeah,
fine.
no, I
Don't
can't.
worry.
I'm sure that there are a million of them. Yeah, they're not popping into my head right now. I do apologize for that.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Now, I think it would be very interesting for our listeners to hear what you do, because what you do needs a very high level of language skills. So, Celeste, tell us a little bit about your work. What do you do?
So let me just find my message right here. So I help legacy builders who tend to leave their brands unnecessarily unprotected, exposing them to the risk of copycats, infringement, and a crushed reputation. And they wish that they had a hand or had someone holding their hand while trademarking their brand. And that is what I do. I hold people's hand while trademarking their brand.
Well, I'm sure that that is an incredibly valuable service. That's quite amazing because we're talking about a lot of money here, aren't we? Money they could be making and
Yeah.
money they could be losing. I'm sure you can tell us a story about that aspect.
Yeah. So, there are so many people who in the past came to me saying, "Oh, I would like to have my trademark or my brand registered as a trademark." And there are two scenarios. One is that what they've got is completely irregistrable, and irregistrable is a word I made up. I'm a language nerd. And the other
Okay,
scenario is that
go
and it's
ahead.
spelled I double R, so it's irregistrable, not unregistrable, but irregistrable. Okay,
Okay.
so and the other situation is that they say, "Oh, but I think that this is too expensive," and so they swan off on their own and they try to do it, and that can be a really costly affair, as you said, because they might not know exactly which Nice classification, and it's called Nice like the French town because
Hmm.
that was where the agreement was agreed upon.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
so if you don't tick off all the correct classifications, then you might actually risk that your trademark isn't protecting all of the many things that you are doing in your
Yeah.
business, and that is
Yeah.
detrimental. Also, another thing is if you don't know what you're doing, then it may get rejected and you don't know why, and you're left baffled thinking, but I've done all this, and the fact of the matter is you will not get your money back, because once it's gone into the IPO's system, they then do their job for you, which is
Yeah.
assess whether or not you've ticked all the right boxes, whether you've explained the thing correctly, whether it
Mm.
is something that can actually become registered or if it's irregistrable, as I said before. So all of these things, I mean, if you say you are somebody who charges 1,500 euros an hour, and you spend 15 to 20 hours trying to register your brand as a trademark. Can you imagine how much time and money is lost when it gets
Absolutely.
rejected?
Yeah, yeah. Totally understand. Totally understand. So, Celeste, we have put your name and your fame name, and we put your website in the banner at the bottom. So anyone watching right now can see that it is Grand IPR Denmark, yeah, DK at the end. So that, but as you can see,
Yes.
anybody wanting to work with you, your English is incredibly good. So that would be no problem whatsoever, whether you're Danish, French, or English. So thank you so much for coming on this show today. It's been a pleasure talking
Thank
to
you for having me.
And yeah, so stay tuned for another amazing guest the next time, and we'll say bye for now. Bye-bye.
Bye for now.